It's really interesting because I always talk about my childhood similarly being quite chaotic and quite intense. But my mother's love was like this protective shield.
You've told me that. Yeah.
That really helped me. And now when I'm listening to you, I'm actually thinking what I want, and I think what we're both trying to develop, is peace in the storm.
Amen.
It's equanimity in the imbalance.
That's correct.
Right?
And in my case, not to create the storm all the time.
No.
But in all honesty, a few things I discovered a few years ago, I used to brag a lot. I am unbelievable under stress. I operate amazingly under chaos, which is true because I'm so familiar with it. But what I found out about myself was, to some extent, I created a lot of it. In other words, I wasn't comfortable in my life. Maybe people can relate to this if they really take a look at themselves. I wasn't comfortable when things weren't a little bit chaotic, because in life, we move towards really what we're most familiar with. We keep moving back to the familiar. That's why some people will date the completely sane person in a different body. You and I have talked about with your amazing work, right? Because we move towards what we're familiar with. So I had a tendency in my life to create a lot of stress and chaos because I operated so well in it. It was a familiar state to be in, even though it didn't serve me. And so a lot of that work I've done in healing and digging deep in my life, it served me not just in healing, it's made me a better businessman. It's made me a better father, in often cases, a better friend, because I'm not constantly creating this stress and chaos around the people that I love the most.
How do you stop creating stress and drama?
Well, one is
And why do we do it, and how do we?
We do it because we're familiar, and we wire these things in our bodies. And so this is really technical stuff, but I anchor the good states. And so what happened is that usually where wiring happens is in a highly emotional state. We anchor it in our bodies physically. That's what we do. And so the way out of that is to begin to anchor the great states. So I take advantage of great states. So, for example, just a few weeks ago, my daughter was home from college, and we took a walk on the beach. And it was just this blissful experience. It was me and one of the people I love the most in the world, and I'm feeling this great peace and love from my daughters. We're walking, and I anchored it. I literally anchored it in my body. I literally snapped my fingers as I went, and I anchored that state. And so, or when I'm walking on stage, I'm about to, have to speak, and that adrenaline hits me, and that euphoria, the spirit, the energy hits me, I'll anchor that state physically. And so what happens is I'm rewiring myself physically. For example, like I pray on my knees every night. And so I've been doing that for a number of years. I feel great peace when I pray.